Okay, I came up with 12 ideas for my um, Doodle art challenge or um, 100-day art challenge. And I'm going to use a 12-sided die to randomly select the category that I'm going to do. So this is the first day, and 12. That's what comes up. So it's going to be open, which means it's anybody's guess from new stuff. And I have an idea, so we'll carry on. This is B watercolor paper. It's 100% cotton. It's cold press, but it's really kind of smooth. So I'm going to tape it using my 3M Scotch tape. It's really low tack, so you don't really have a problem with removing it. I just have a coordination problem in applying it. So if your edges are a little wonky, that's okay. Just have fun. So the siren that you heard, I live by a fire department engine company, so I apologize for that. I'm going to be using my Cotman watercolor paper and a little bit of prep in applying some water and some yellow kind of a modified gradient wash. A little bit of orange. A little bit of red. Going back with my yellow. and back in with plain water. Tap, tap, tap with my brush with more water. Spreading the pigment out a bit more. Good. Looking good so far. And seeing as I like texture in my backgrounds, I'm going to do that with a bit of cellophane. And I will let it dry, and I will be back when it's dry. And close up my watercolor. I may come back to it, I'm not sure. So I'll be back. So this has had a chance to dry, and let's see what we have. Nice, I like it. I like the difference between the light and the dark spaces. So you can use it this way or this way. That's nice. Alright. I'll let it completely dry and then maybe put something heavy on it so it flattens out. I'll wait until it's dry and remove the tape. So this is the gratifying removing of the tape. And as a suggestion on removing tape, start at one end and slightly tilt it away and peel this way. And okay, so it's a little wrinkly, so I'll bend it a little bit. And this is normally I would save these straps, but the tag on the 3M that I'm using is really light, so I won't be able to use it for another purpose. So I'm going to doodle on the surface here, the watercolor, and I'm going to do some suns. First, I'm going to use a bit of, I'm going to make a border. Again, I'm not too worried about the exact measurements. I'm doing it kind of freehand, but if you want to use a ruler, go for it. Okay. Make that a little darker over here. Okay. So I'm going to use my Statler 8 pigment liner set, and I'm going to start off with in 0.1. It's kind of fine. And I'm going to fill in some of the sections with some general patterns. Let's see. Tilt my camera a bit, or my phone, which is right here. And again, I'm not too worried about the spacing. Doesn't really matter. I'm trying to keep it as even as possible, but it doesn't really matter. And if your lines are wonky, that's okay. It adds to the overall effect. I've decided that I'm going to do either 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or a half an hour. And if it goes, if I think it's going to go more than a half an hour, I will probably have the piece in 2 sets or pieces, but I'm still going to limit the other so the time is, I'm trying to concentrate on the doodle, and I'm not having much luck between talking to you or concentrating. So for example, if I decided that this was going to be a longer day X, would do it, and then after the 30 minutes, stop, and the next day, which would be day XX, then I would continue it. And if the doodle is less than or 10 minutes, you might see a video that has more than one day in it. This is new to me. I'm not sure how it's going to be. Okay. Hold on. Going to go with a 0.5 for this, and I'm going to do a border, another border within the frame. Again, I'm going towards me because if I do it this way, it's going to be a bit more wonky. It's easier for me to do pulling towards me. So we have a bit of a frame going on here, and I like that. And let's see. And it's going to switch to a 1.0 and kind of freehand a circle. Okay, and okay, and then since we have this, I'm going to divide it in half again, okay? So this is like a wheel. And that's the sun. But I wanted to extend okay. So going back to point 0.5, So it's a little thinner line. I still think it's a little bit thick, so I'm going to do the .1. Okay. And round out some stuff. I like to round up the edges because it's good for the mind or the brain to have varying width. Okay. Let's see. And I live right by a firehouse, so if you hear any sirens, that's because. And sometimes my camera, which is my phone, like I said, has a tendency to concentrate on my hand versus what I'm drawing. So I want to get rid of some pencil marks and make sure your ink is dry before you erase. I'm using a kneader eraser because it's more gentle on the surface of the paper. Okay, a little bit more. And I want to do another sun. And since I like the number 3, I'm going to go in and do another 1. Okay. Going back with the 1 point. Let's do the 0.5 to get the, and again, don't worry about the relatively smooth edges or not. It doesn't matter. Okay. and going back in with this time point 3. I like to vary up the width of my pencil or pen because it offers a more varied look to the doodle. Now, the idea here is to give you a few ideas on how to doodle a sun, but if you have your own ideas, go for it. And I'm trying to concentrate on the drawing, so if I stop talking, it's not you, it's me. So nothing personal. It's a little busy, so I'm going to tone it down a little bit with rounding out to give it some anchor points. And it's always a good idea to move it around and get another perspective. So with this, that's too thick. Point 1 again. The same point that I used for that, I'm going to go in and do some rays. but I want to do some detail in, and I'm probably going a bit far, but that's okay. Okay, I like it. What do you think? So, this is the first day of my 100-day art challenge, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Actually like the orientation this way. All right, now I really am done.